I just heard the duly elected president of these United States, Donald J. Trump, brag about dropping the atom bomb on Hiroshima. My God. Stephen Colbert, Jon Stewart. Once these guys were subversive, were daring, but with troops still in the California streets, missiles in Mideastern skies. Haven't comedians become nauseatingly tone dead? When the comedy stops being funny, we're in deep shit. Especially anybody different, like, say, autistics. You're listening to Trigger Warnings, Episode 2, a new project of AutisticAF Out Loud podcast. I'm Johnny Profane, your fiercely divergent guide to what's actually happening in the news. Give me 10 minutes, I'll tune you into my neurodivergent world. Today, not everything's funny. Colbert, Trump, and Hiroshima. Military deployments in 2 cities, constitutional challenges mounting, and one burning question. Are we witnessing democratic norms under assault in real time and trying to just laugh it off? For an ever deeper dive, I've included footnotes and readings in the Substack. Content note: civil unrest, military deployment, law enforcement actions, concerns about democratic institutions, plus experiences and opinions of one autistic voice in my 70s. Act 1. The unprecedented break. I just heard the duly elected president of these United States, Donald J. Trump, brag about dropping the atom bomb on Hiroshima at a NATO summit in front of the world. My God. Let me tell you what just happened, because the news, they aren't reporting just how fucked up this really is. No president has ever done this, since the guy who dropped those bombs in 1945, Harry Truman, stopped defending his decision because he stopped being president in 1952. No American since has dared brag about Hiroshima or Nagasaki. Not one. You know why? Because even the worst of them understood something. Those bombs killed 200,000 people. Mostly civilians, women, children, grandparents. Even Eisenhower, the guy American history class says won World War II, even he said the bombing never ceased troubling me. He called it completely unnecessary. Obama visited Hiroshima in 2016. He didn't apologize, but he didn't brag either. Reagan talked about nuclear weapons, but he said, a nuclear war can never be won. Every president since Truman understood this was serious shit. Sacred ground. You don't joke about vaporizing cities. Not Trump. He's bragging, comparing his conventional strikes to atomic bombs, like it's a video game. We have the best nuclear technology, he said. The best equipment in the world. Like nuclear weapons were toys. Trump just shattered normal. Yesterday at the NATO summit in The Hague, Trump compared his strikes on Iran to Hiroshima. His exact words: I don't want to use an example of Hiroshima. I don't want to use the example of Nagasaki. That was essentially the same thing. That ended that war. This ended this war. He was bragging about nuclear destruction. Like a fucking business deal. That hit ended the war, he said, chest puffed out, proud as hell. This is what we've come to. The president casually referencing the incineration of 200,000 humans as a model for current policy at an international summit, on camera, with full makeup. You know social media. If you take a sec to hit subscribe, like, share, a lot more people will check it out. Just one click, and you do a lot of good. The comedy problem. How are we supposed to respond? Where's the outrage? In other words, where are the comedians? Most Gen Zers and younger get their news from late-night comedy shows. Colbert will try out a new joke tonight. Stewart will do his smirk. They'll treat this like another Trump gaffe they can mine for laughs. But it's not funny anymore. Once, these guys were subversive, were daring. But haven't they become nauseatingly tone dead? You can't satirize someone who's already become a parody of human decency, someone the scriptures of all major religions would label simply evil? Bragging about mass murder. What the fuck is left to mock? Comedy works when there's a shared understanding of normal, when people have shame, when some lines you just don't cross. But Trump crossed the biggest, with a smile. Not one objection from a room full of reporters. Just brief sneers from a TV full of comedians. So, canary in the coal mine time. When the comedy stops being funny, we're in deep shit. Especially anyone different. Like, say, autistics. Why this matters. This isn't about politics, left or right. This is about what kind of country we are. For 80 years, American presidents understood that Hiroshima was different, special, unspeakable. They might defend it quickly, quietly, say it saved lives, then quickly move on. They understood power comes with burdens, responsibility, accountability, humanity. That killing 200,000 people isn't something you do a victory spike over. Trump doesn't understand that weight. Or worse, he doesn't care. You know, worse yet, maybe he does care about the bullying power that his brutish remarks burn into the world's memory. Act 2. When institutions fail. With troops still in the California streets, missiles in Mideastern skies, and a bully-in-chief in the pulpit, comedy and art fall silent. Corporate news? Well, it talks too much, but it just isn't saying anything. They don't cover reality anymore. They've been cowed into repeating administration lies through shell-shocked faces. When the President of the United States casually references nuclear genocide, and we fear he might just use them sometime within the next 2 weeks, like all of his jokes that become threats, that become promises kept to his base, our cultural tools break down. We don't have frameworks for this. We have jokes for corrupt politicians, for liars, for cheaters. That subversive humor can shed a light into Democratic or Republican darkness through a shared giggle. But jokes about dropping nukes? They're just distractions, like witty comebacks, really killer memes, and the occasional truly thoughtful opinion piece in the New York Times. What we're really facing. This is what authoritarianism starts like. Not jackboots and death squads. Just a man who thinks mass murder is something to celebrate. A man who doesn't understand why some folks might find that disturbing. The scariest part, he said this at NATO to our allies, heard round the world by any country that remembers World War II, what nuclear weapons actually do, like, say, Japan. Are the Democrats the alternative? The political opposition? They're not exactly rising to the moment. What the fuck are Democrats doing? Running the same playbook they've used since Hillary lost. We're the adults in the room. At least we're not Trump. Vote for us because we're not insane. You just wait for the midterms. Oh boy, we really got 'em now. We need more than just, at least we're not that guy. You need to explain why this is fucking terrifying. Wait, forget all that. Say as little as absolutely necessary. Just fucking act already. Where we are now. So, here we are, and we're all supposed to pretend this is normal. It's not normal. It's not funny, and it's not sustainable. Maybe not survivable. The truth. Trump just told the world that he thinks nuclear destruction is a deal-making path worth aspiring to proudly. That's not politics. That's not even partisanship. That's a fundamental break with human decency. And if we can't say that out loud, if we can't admit how fucked up this is, we're already lost. This has been Trigger Warnings, Fiercely Divergent News, reminding you we navigate a world that wasn't built for us neurodivergents, and it may be time to build our own. Another warning sign that, human decency, all bets are off, which doesn't bode well for anybody who is different. Next week, 10 more minutes of my neurodivergent world. Until then, take care of your beautiful, pattern-seeking, divergent brain, and stay safe, stay fierce.